Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Void. It's time for another servant tier list and we are on to the rider servant. And just taking a quick glance at the servants that we have here, this is going to be an interesting one, I think. Maybe. First we obviously start off with Medusa, who immediately goes into A tier. Medusa's just great. Medusa's a great character in the Fate series overall. I just really I enjoy her character, and I do enjoy that she does pop up in events every now and then. I think she's coming up in the White Day event, which may already be happening by the time this video gets uploaded. I don't know. But yeah, she gets the glasses, which is why I just picked the glasses one. Not really much to say other than she needs to get a swimsuit. How does she not have a swimsuit yet? Then there's St. George, who I'm just gonna put into C, not B tier, because yeah, there's not a lot about him, but I do like the story beat where he's a photographer. I do enjoy that. Even though it hasn't been brought up since I think the second summer. Just the fact that it exists is really cool. I do enjoy stuff like that with servants, where it's just like, oh, they have modern hobbies. But other than that, I don't really have anything to say about him. Now, Blackbeard. Blackbeard is going into A tier, because, just listen. He has had the biggest redemption arc in all of Fate. He started out as the most scumbag character in the entirety of Fate Grand Order. And now he's Brobeard. He is such a bro at this point. I love him. Of course, he still has like the creepiness, but very rarely now, and you just want to smack him, and he does get smacked around because of that, but it is such a non-character trait at this point, and more just kind of leftover gags that come up, again, very rarely. So I just highly appreciate that aspect of the character, to the point where he has evolved to this point to become just kind of a bro, just no other way to put it. Boda gets into B tier because reasons. The non-dirty reasons are because I love the big sister energy. Granted, it does also bleed into the dirty thing, but you know what I mean. She's a good character. Not a big standout character. I do wish she would get an Avenger version. I even have an Avenger planned for her, like a Boudica altar that's an Avenger. I already got the art for that and everything. I just have to figure out how to do a video for it. Ushiwaka gets EX tier because Ushiwakamaru is such a good puppy. She's great. She's so good. She's so fun. Melty Blood was made by cowards for giving her a shirt. I don't care what anyone says. It's like, design-wise, I find it like a neutral thing, so people say it's like, oh, it's better. It's like, no, it's neutral. It doesn't make it worse. Like, the shirt doesn't make it worse. So I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you ruined the character. It's like, no, you didn't. That's stupid. But still, it's more fun to have her this design. Because it's so stupid and silly to have this kind of getup. Absolute cowards. Alexander B tier, because it's more or less for the same reason as these two, because I do enjoy him. It is a positive lean for him, but there's also not a lot to the character other than just being a young version of Iskandar. So I don't know what else to say, but I do know that I enjoy him. Speaking of enjoyment, my homie gets EX tier. I've loved Marie Antoinette since Fate Grand Order first came to America. I count her as like my real first 4-star because she was the first 4-star that I got that wasn't free. I don't remember, like, the exact situation where I got her. Like, my first 4-star overall was Emiya. But he was a free one. So Marie Antoinette was my first one that I got with my own built-up Saint Quartz. So it's one of those special moment kind of things. I do wish she was a bit better in the game. It's like she's not terrible. She's just mostly healing and never dying, which is good. Which is good for some stall comps. But overall, I just kind of wanted... I would like a little more utility from her, but still, even without it, she is such a fun character that I like to see every now and then. And I would love for us to get a Marie altar, like an actual Marie altar. And not just stuck in NPC hell. The Sister of Fists gets EX tier. Are you getting the idea of why I said this was going to be an interesting one? Saint Martha is such a great character. She's one of the only characters, probably the only character that we've seen so far, I believe, that actually knew Jesus Christ. Which made the, Christmas event really weird. They kind of literally took the Christ out of Christmas on that one. Yeah, he did get mentioned, but let's be real here. That is what happened. But no, jokes aside, Martha being just a beat-em-up servant that is still just a saint is such a good... Just the way she goes about it, where she tries to have the saintly air. But she will knock your damn teeth out. She beat a Tarrasque into submission. That thing D&D players only wish they could do. Francis Drake, EX tier. And I feel like this is mostly... influenced by my theory of her actually being Queen Elizabeth I, which is a popular theory for the character, so I can't really claim that it's mine. But I just like that theory so much, and it feels like something that was likely the inspiration behind the character, but is no longer actually canon. I have nothing to back that up, but like just looking at the character and the lore behind Francis Drake and Queen Elizabeth I, the overlap between design philosophy and real life stuff, there's a lot of it. The Venn diagram is nearly a circle. So I just have a gut feeling that that's the case, but just never was followed through with, so... No, Francis Drake was just a woman in this timeline until stated otherwise properly. Lesbian pirates get A tier, or should I say bisexual pirates, because they flirt with you regardless of whether you are a male master or a female master. But yeah, no, they're Yuri pirates. Let's be real here. The the male one's just the fan service. It's not real. It's not canon. But no, I like them. They're fun. They're just good old-fashioned fun characters. Out of all the characters that desperately want to get into the Master's pants, I do find these two the most enjoyable, just because of how blatant they are about it. Like, we do get like a bunch of characters that are definitely horny for the Master. These two take it to their own special level. At least that's the feeling I get. B tier for the first Santa altar. Mostly just because this was in like the early days of Fake Grand Order, where the special servant, mostly just in game mechanics wise, was not a lot different from the main servant they're based on, because both noble phantasms for Saber Altar and Santa Altar were just Excalibur Morgan. So it wasn't that creative, but from the character aspect of just being this kind of very blunt Santa, I do enjoy that. It has pretty good bad Santa vibes. Not to that level, but you know what I mean. It has those characteristics, and I do enjoy that. And Astolfo is getting EX tier because it's Astolfo. Look at him! That's an EX face if I ever saw one. Just an absolute goofball of a character while also still being a paladin, which is fun. Also, insert monster energy joke here. Though, speaking of someone that can actually take that monster energy, Queen Maeve, or Maeve, one of the two, is getting EX tier. Because I love this bitch. Which she is. Let's be quite frank here. She very much is. But she's a very much enjoyable one. She's fun. Like, there's some times where the writers do make her come off as a bit too nasty, which is not as fun. It's like not like a genuine nasty, not like catty, not like Mean Girls, but like, no, she's being pretty genuinely mean here, and that's not fun. I like the fun kind of mean. I want her to be just Regina George from Mean Girls. That's the fun that I want with the meanness. It's just like a little more over the top meanness is great. And we're on a roll because Iskandar is getting EX tier. I'm a Fate Zero boy. That's where I'm coming from. That's where I started this franchise with, for me. So he's like my first real experience with Ryder. Which granted doesn't really have a lot merit to it if I really think about it, because they were all like my first experience with the different characters, and not all of them are my number one favorite servant. He's not even my favorite writer, so I don't even know why I brought that up. But still, in Fate Zero, Iskandar was great. He doesn't show up a lot in Fate Grand Order. He did just recently pop up in the Emeloy rerun event, and I do like when he popped up with Pretender. I can't pronounce her name. That was a great scene. I did very much enjoy that. That was a fun time. Kintoki Rider. I don't remember if I actually played that event. I did it enough to like get the character. I have the servant. But I know that this is basically just Kintoki. Normal Kintoki is probably like A tier, but Rider's gonna be B tier just simply because I don't understand the point of Rider Kintoki being welfare. It's like if it was like a normal servant, just like a different alternate version that you summon, or even a costume. Sure, that'd be cool. I just don't quite understand it. And that the confusion just knocks it down a bit. Ozymandias gets into A tier because he is just a consistent version of Gilgamesh. Like, when Gilgamesh is him being great, it's Ozymandias all the time. That is Ozymandias's just normal state of being. Just the fun, arrogant, but also good ruler? Like, genuinely good ruler? Exodus notwithstanding? Moses needs to be in the game because we need to address this. I can't wait for Moses to pop up. I can't. Summer Mordred gets into EX tier because Unrestrained Summer Fun Mordred is awesome. What is not to love about Tomboy Summer? Tomboy Summer all the time. Now, Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, EX tier. EX tier for Quetz. Yeah, hot Mexican older sister. Buff, step on me, break me in half, do whatever you want. I am on board with her. She is a very fun and interesting character. They don't really address the fact that, like, the body is, like, I could be wrong for thinking this, because I'll have to double check later. But I'm pretty sure that she's supposed to be, like, possessing a priestess, and that's why she looks like that, like, a modern Mexican woman, or maybe Mexican-American, I don't know. But they don't really ever address that, and they should. I feel like they should. Again, I could be mistaken that. I could be misremembering something I read, or just read something completely wrong. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Summer made alter EX tier. You know why. It's made. It's Summer. She rides a Jesus bike and shoots a high-powered water sniper. I shouldn't have to justify myself, but on top of all of that, she actually takes the maid thing extremely seriously. She goes full king of maids. It's a fantastic character. Summer Ishtar is going to go into B tier, mostly because of a similar reason to Kintoki Writer. Where this one has more justification of existing because it's a summer version, but I don't feel like she embodies unrestrained summer fun as much as the other characters do, especially in, like, the second summer. Because they had more of somewhat gimmicks and things of that nature. Just, they had more separate personality, where this is literally just Ishtar. There is not a lot different between Rider Ishtar and Summer Ishtar, and I feel like that is a detriment to the character, where I don't really know what they could have done to really strike a difference in personality with the unrestrained summer fun aspect. But they could have done something. It just doesn't feel different enough, and that's disappointing, because I really like Ishtar. I wanted to see more of a full aspect of her. Ivan the Terrible is going to C tier. So it's the first low-ranking one. I just don't know how to feel about him. And the more that I look at his face, I do not understand how his face works. What is going on with that? It freaks me out. Achilles. A tier. I like Achilles. He's fun. He's like kind of like snarky hero, but he also feels somewhat genre-savvy as a servant. He just kind of has like an inkling of what's going on, and I do kind of enjoy that. It's not like a perfect thing because he's still very shonen protagonist-y, but he also feels like he knows he's a shonen protagonist and is just living it up. And I like that. I like that vibe about him. Sakamoto and Oryu get into EX tier because they're always an amazing couple. They're always amazing characters. Oryu deserves all the frogs in the world, and Ryoma deserves to just live happily with Oryu. That's all I really got to say about that. Red hair. I'll give you A tier. No, B tier. Because he's fun, and I do like the scenes in Fate Grand Carnival where the female protagonist, female Ritsuka, is just obsessed with red hair for some undisclosed reason. It's amazing. But no, he's great. He's fun. He has a lot of fun moments, but at the same time, he has that kind of barrier with me. Or does he? It's so hard. A tier. He's going back to A tier. Rhaenys is also getting no, she's getting EX tier. I love the bratty little sister character. Sort of little sister, but still. She is great. She's such a brat. She's such a mischief maker. It's so fun. Especially the way she tortures Waver, because I love Waver, but I also love seeing him get tortured. He's such a fail man. And Rhaenys makes it so much better. Though she does fall into the category of, why are you a pseudo-servant? It doesn't make sense. Which Waver also falls into, so it kind of balances out, I guess? Mini Vinci, as I like to call her, gets EX tier, because Mini Vinci is my favorite writer, because, oh my god, she's such a great character. I actually prefer her, surprisingly, to Big Vinci. And I think that's just more of how she interacts during Lost Belt. It's like, yeah, she interacted and talked with you during the main Grand Order, the main Grand Order, and she was a great character then, but I never felt like I connected to her the way Mini Vinci connects with me throughout the Lost Belt. She feels like such more of a character to me. And that could just be me, and it's most likely just me, because I know a lot of people love Caster Da Vinci. And they're very much right to. She is a good character. But just in terms of the writing and the connection I feel, I just feel it a lot more with Mini Da Vinci. Bartholomew Roberts. I said that weird. Bartholomew Roberts gets D tier because he's so weird. Like, his bang fetish is so weird. And unlike Blackbeard, he doesn't really have a redemption from it. It just keeps going, and it's unnerving. I don't care for it. He doesn't go into burn because he's not that terrible. He can be charming from time to time, which gives him a little saving grace, but he needs to just never speak. Carmilla is going to get B tier, and that is me being very, very generous. And it's only because the third ascension is so hot. It is wildly hot. And the final art, oh my god. Normally, I hate this character. I hate her so much because she's so mean to Liz. And I do understand about being, mad at your cringe past. I feel that. But I love Liz. Liz is one of my favorite characters. And Carmilla just represents the writing staff just being unnecessarily mean to Liz whenever she arrives. And I want it to stop. But she is so hot that I'm willing to give her B tier. Mandricardo gets A tier because he is my buddy, my pal, my best friend. He doesn't stand out so much that he gets EX tier, but I love him. I do. I genuinely do. He's a good guy. I would have him as my friend in real life. I'm not gonna lie. Europa. C tier, mostly because I don't really got a vibe on you. You're fine. But you also haven't come home yet, and I'm annoyed at you. Odysseus gets a B tier because he looks cool as hell. And when he's not being a dick in the Lost Belt, he's actually a cool character. I do like his character when not being evil. When he's evil, I do kind of want to kick his teeth in because he's not a fun type of evil. He's just like, I do want to punch you kind of evil. And Morisaki, I'm going to give her B tier because I do like her character, but wow, the art's bad. The art is so bad. I don't like Rita's art for voluptuous women to begin with. Does not know how to draw them in a way that is appealing to, I want to say most people, but he keeps doing it, so someone has to like it enough. Personally, I can't stand it. But I do like Morisaki's character enough to look past it enough to give her into the positive range. Nemo gets... Nemo's interesting. I'm going to give Nemo EX tier. Just because Nemo is several... No, I actually... Wait, I have to give Nemo A tier. because I do have problems. But character-wise, Nemo is a great character. Especially with all the different versions of Nemo Marines. The engineer, just the normal Nemo Marines. It's such a fun character. But why is he pasty white? He is based on an Indian character mixed in with a Greek god. And sure... Actually, no. There is no real justification of it. And even if you just want to say it was heavily influenced by the Greek god thing, and the Greek god just apparently be pale, and just like, I don't think Greeks are that pale. But even when he was like in Arcade, got fused with Noah for some reasons. Like, first of all, why was he fused with Noah? Why wasn't Noah his own character? What the hell was happening there? And Noah was definitely not going to be pasty white. And yet here we are with a fused Nemo and Noah, and it's another pasty white thing. What the hell was happening there? It's just such a strange choice to me, and I don't understand the logic behind it. Honestly, I don't mind the Shota part. I don't care. I genuinely don't care about that part. But I do find the pasty white a bit odd. Htlart gets A tier because while I do love her, I adore her. I love that she has a black barrel. My friends can attest to this. I had horrific luck getting her in the Friend Point summon after Lost Belt 6. I think basically, I got, I want to say 10, maybe 12 Arctoria lilies in a row before I got a Htlart. That is an insane amount of getting heads on a coin flip, as I said when I was complaining about it with my friends. So Htlart did me dirty. So she got bumped down. Canis gets A tier because I like Summer Canis with like the guard motif and everything. It's a fun character, and I do. Yeah, they're good. You know what I'm thinking. Good character. I like especially since Summer Canis is in the realm of the Canis that I like, where they're not a complete bitch. And yeah, guys can be bitches. Don't at me. Cinderella gets EX tier. It was the first event that Elizabeth had where the writing was just nice to her throughout. It was not mean to her, and she was able to actually just sing and have fun and just be Liz and a princess for Halloween. It was such a refreshing time. I can't express how much I love that event just because of that. And again, this Liz is just so cute. Just a princess being able to sing happily and everyone enjoying it and be praising her and say how good she's doing. That's what Liz deserves. Liz deserved to be Cinderella. And now these two, C and B respectively, Tai Wong C and Kyoyeon's mom is B tier. I can't pronounce her name. I know her name, I just can't pronounce it. But I admittedly did skip that event because I work full-time. There were limited time raids going on. I did not have time to read that story. I do plan on going back to it before the next story beat happens. But as of right now, making this video, I got no real opinion on them other than Tai Wong sus and Kyoyeon's mom's hot. I am fascinated by her. I do want to learn more about her. But that is my list. I told you it was going to be interesting. It's very top-loaded. I apparently really like writer servants. But I won't keep you much longer. What do you think of this list? What are your favorite writer servants? And whatever else you want to tell me in the comments, I'm happy to hear it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Fate content and other anime content on this channel, and I will be sure to catch you next time in the void. Later.